Okay, there was no way I could finish that story in one go. Pay attention. So at this point, when I say God is very miraculous, because at the instant of insertion, something happened to him. This man jumps off me. I started itching. He started itching, but then he was so angry. He started rambling. Oh, what is wrong with all you women? All you women come and you seduce men and you do this and that, that, that. He was raging and rambling, but he was backing off away from me. At that point, I just looked up. I'm like, God, thank you. Because when I tell you God has brought me out of certain situations that is unexplainable, the way he was itching, the way he was reacting, and just pulling back away from me, and just going on and on of, he can have any girl he wants, because this was a very successful person. His family has always been good, and he's like, I can do what I want when I want. But at the same time, he was so scared of me, he just kept moving back, and he's like, you know what? Let's go. I'm gonna drop you off. We're done with dinner. In my mind, I'm like, fuck dinner, man. I don't even want to eat no more. I was shaking. I was shaking of fear, of confusion, of how do I get out of here. But one thing I knew for sure is I couldn't enter that car because he was so angry. I became scared that he would actually physically hurt me. So he puts his code in his door. We come out the house. He smacks the door. We get into the elevator. Mind you, we are very far up in the it's a tall building. I'm struggling to call Uber to send the message for Uber, but there's no signal. But once we got to the third floor, the network comes back. I'm like, oh, thank God. I put in my location. Uber says 2 minutes. I was so grateful. We get down. Of course, he's just bitching the whole time. I'm like, all I wanted to do was get outside, because last, their security is around, and they would help me. The good thing is, as soon as we got down, the Uber actually came in few minutes. So I was so grateful. Got outside. He's like, get in the car. I looked at him. I'm like, Uber. I entered the Uber, smacked the thing with fear. Like the whole ride home, I was so terrified because I'm like, Jesus, what was about to happen? It was this close. When I say everything was ready, it was this close. Anyway, I get to the house. I was shaking. I started crying when I got home. My friend was there. What happened? What happened? I told her everything. She's like, is this not your friend? This friend that you've always spoken about, of how great he is. And this guy was very calm and very nice. And he has never exhibited any behavior like this. So it was so weird to me, because I am a very good judge of character. Like, I could look at the person and realize, this ain't for me. So, mind you, while we were discussing, I had previously asked, are you married? He said no. I said, oh, do you have a girlfriend? He said no. There was nothing like that. Out of rage, after a few days, he calls me like the third day, and I angrily picked up the phone. I'm like, what the hell? He's like, oh, the way I just left. I'm like, are you okay? Like, your head is not correct. So after that conversation, I decided, no, I'll never speak to this person again. But I got curious and I went online. Can you believe that 2 days after that interaction, like from when I was in the house, this was like 5 days now, he was actually getting married in about 5-6 days. This is a person who told me that he had no relationship, no marriage, no nothing. Actually getting married to a very beautiful young lady. And I'm like, wow, you people are like this? And like I say, I see them around and it just makes me shake my head, because if people could actually come out and start pointing fingers and saying this and this and this, and the worst part, someone like his wife would never know that this is the behavior. At the end of the day, I really believe God protected me. But what if I wasn't actually his friend? What if I was just one random person, he picked up? That would have gone in a different direction. What if my spiritual side wasn't as strong as it was? That would have been a whole different story. And the truth is, you will never know what happens after that. Even as they got married, you would never know. Moral of the story: no matter what you do, no matter the friendships you have in life, your relationship with God has to be A++. You have to know the value of having God in your life. I know a lot of you will say, but we don't see him. We don't. Trust me, he is there. Your angels are there. They protect you from things you cannot see. They protect you. Number 2, for females, if you're not going to be intimate with any man, I don't care who it is, do not follow that man to his house. No matter the situation, no matter what they say, rather tell them, oh, if we're going to a restaurant, please let's meet there. Always keep yourself in public spaces. Never assume that someone you've known for a lifetime would have your back at the end of the day, whether it's a man or it's a woman. Sometimes people will betray you in the worst kind of ways. If you know you're not planning to be intimate with someone, please stay away from houses. Number 3, you might be considered a shy person and an introvert and you don't like a lot of external things. Be very, very careful of friends. Because when I say this was a God-sent boy, this was a boy that was shy, was very intelligent, put together, but because he exposed himself to a lot of behavior when he went out the country, he became just that thing he never liked to be. Be careful with the people you surround yourselves with, because I promise you, like they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. And I teach my daughter this all the time. If you do not want to be put in a category, stay away from certain people because they come with a different aura, they come with nonsense, and you shouldn't ever allow yourself be influenced by the people around you. That's why we have a brain, we have a mind. I think this is number 4 or something. Please trust your instincts. Trust that feeling in your head, and this applies to men and women. You would find yourself in situations in life that you cannot control. No matter how much you try, you just cannot predict and you cannot control the outcomes. But you see, there's a voice God gives you and puts in your mind that tells you, this ain't right, this ain't safe. Listen to that voice always. Because I had trusted my friend, I did not listen to that voice that told me at first, like, why are you guys going to the house? But then I justified it with, oh, but they are important, so let them go do their thing. Please always listen to that voice. That voice will save you from things. I know women hear that voice more often than men, but men, if you pay attention, even you have the power to see what could happen to you. But sometimes you just dismiss it as, it is what it is. No, listen to that voice always. And for the love of God, everyone, please be safe out there. There's nobody that would have your best interests at heart as much as you will have for yourself. Be safe, protect yourself, protect your dignity at all times, okay? And I hope you learned something from this story. And always remember, no matter how much life pushes you down and gives you lemons, man, flip that shit and make some lemonade or something, because if you dwell in past situations and you allow yourself get traumatized, you will never move past that. You will become your traumas. So please focus on growth, focus on becoming a good person, focus on the beauty of life and not every single thing that brings you down as a person. Because if we really pay attention to those things, we will never get up and we will be damned if anything pulls us down, okay? Anyway, love you guys. I hope you liked my story. Be looking at people who side eye men and women, or before men will say, oh no, you're coming again. No, this is not about that. We are creating awareness. We are showing you what really happens. And the whole thing between friendships between men and women, we will talk about it another time. Although I have been blessed with some very good men around me, but sometimes we just have to be careful. Okay, so the most important take from this message is, listen, find yourself someone that enjoys the same things you enjoy, the same vibes that you understand. Both men and women are very sexual beings, Find yourself someone. And if you're ever in a situation that you like someone more than the other person, and they say no, no is a full stop. No is not, maybe let me try harder. No is a no. Because a woman that truly wants to be intimate with you will never argue with you. They go just collect. Do you understand? A lot of people sadly feel like when a woman says no, it means try harder. No is a full stop. Please understand that. That should be the most important take from this. Bye, guys.